Ну что, продолжим. Начали по новой. Потому что вторглись, короче, в чью-то базу случайно. И в итоге там накошмарили, мы делов наделали. Вот охота все по новой начать. Так, аванпост. Ну и, соответственно, снова проверить звук. Так, подожди. Нам же можно сюда. Просто мы что-то случайно зашли и этот там, ну, шороху навели. А, подождите-ка.
I'd wager this is watching. Rebecca! Andy's coming!
И тем более накосипорили мы там. В плане это. Продал все патроны.
Hey, take a gander. The door's busted.
Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But we've only...
Oh no. Oh no. What did you do? Oh no, God. I don't... They were... The bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses.
At least... Only thing...
У-у-у. Короче, копейки. Жди.
believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial. Destination reached. Scylla. Captain, I hope you made the right decision by siding with MSI.
Hey boss, got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. You were close. Then one day, they up and vanished. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. What's going through your head? Guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk to me. Says it's urgent. Figured I should let you know, seeing as we're on Scylla and all. Clyde's got a base on the other side of this rock. I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
Так. Подожди. Блять, он вообще у нас слабый, да?
What's on your mind?
Не пойму. А, вот. А, нет, еще рано. Все по новой проходить.
This is real space.
So the ship talks? Do all ships do that?
Can't say for certain, since I only ever been on this one. Ada's something special though, ain't she?
Ada, what is it? She? It? I'm a bit fuzzy on the details.
Here we go!
Next one's mine! Don't mess with us! Where were we? Ada, what is it? She? It? I'm a bit fuzzy on the details.
Used to be I thought she was a simulated intelligence. You know, a long series of commands telling her how to react to certain inputs.
You used to. What do you think now?
Well, I worked with a lot of machines, and ain't none of them all feel empty around here. Where'd everybody go? No one.
Opening fire! Libations on me, folks. hate you.
Great work!
So Ada isn't really alive, but she can still talk like a person. What about Sam? What's it? Sorry. Is he the To shreds, you say? Oh! But okay?
Great.
А там что такое у нас?
Here I go!
Covering you! Nice work! I am a storm! Everyone all right? So Ada isn't really alive, but she can still talk like a person. What about Sam? What's it? Sorry. Is he the same thing?
Sam's an automechanical thing, not a computer brain thing like Ada. I don't think Sam understands gender, so we can call him in. Here they come!
I see it there! To shreds, you say?
Sam's an automechanical.
Password.
Warning, intruders will be... Oh, it's you. We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Oh gosh, this is so pretty.
Always imagine Fallbrook would be.
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
Go away, White.
Ёптать.
Well, this is the spot. You know, I thought I'd be angry. I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew it was home. It's safe. It's got a nice chill to it. But mostly, it doesn't stink of sulfur. Monarch folks often joke about it. Not because of the smell or the grittiness it leaves in your throat. Not because of the headaches or the coughing. It's because there's no escaping it. It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it. But here, somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt like vacations. So we started building. We hauled in steel, hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. They stuck around after our contract was up. Opal liked camping. Anders liked chasing her tail. 4 of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca, a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors, who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. I'll admit I wasn't keen on taking her on at first, but for a teenager, she was surprisingly capable. Believe me, I had my complaints. She had a head for numbers, helped us trade hides for food and materials, negotiated contracts. Turned out to be mighty useful. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, and me. 6 folks, 1 name, 1 family. Charon. Despite Monarch trying to kill us day in and day out, we managed to belong.
Incoming!
Донищем манулись. Перезаряжай говно.
Hell of a job. I wish these were more auspicious circumstances, but at least we're all here. This bringing them together, burying them. This is the kind of thing Hayes would have done. That makes it stupid. By all accounts, we should have left well enough alone, but that also makes it right. Captain, thank you. You mind if we rest a spell before we head out? I'd like to bury Opal and Clara proper before I lay everyone's medallions to rest. What? Why? Them's painful memories, Captain. Huh. That ain't a bad point.
All right, Captain. Thanks.
Ну все, погнали отсюда. Так, подожди-ка.
You seen Arthur today?
Nah, last time I saw him was, stars. I can't remember. Days.
You don't think he got crushed during the bridge collapse?
It was his team running that drop? It's into perspective.
You'd think folks were pissing in the alleyways as bad as it stinks.
Oh, they are.
Crew report. Miyoka is drunk. Surprise. We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Could I have a word with you, Captain?
Hey, be careful with those crates, huh?
so much wasted space here. You could house everyone in Amber Heights in this room.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Wildlife and the unemployed. Talk to your local manager about applying for military training and lend your life to protecting our wonderful brands and products. Military
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. Good for you. Hope you scared some sense into those bureaucrats giving you trouble. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. I'm sure there's plenty of both around these parts. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going, most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Not a problem, Captain. Ask away. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Hold on. There's something you should know before you go charging off. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular...
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of loaded terrorist Vinny's Wells. Report any sightings. Bring us a preliminary touch. A soft
Hey, that pad down there.
Если так сделаю сейчас. Упали эти помехи, блядь. Все работает.
Oh, I did not expect you back so soon, Captain.
Это кто такой?
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick? So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages. I got him here on my data pad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good. But real sweet. Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. I don't rightly know. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. And the trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. Made my chest hurt, kinda. I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways, not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold. Thanks, Captain. That makes me feel a touch better. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel? They were... close, Captain. Like, more than friends close. I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years? Last week? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope? Thanks, Captain. I'll be ready.
Так, подожди. Пошли давай уже.
Have either of the assault cruisers?
Lizzo's lemon slap. Slap your whole family.
So, how's this work?
We interrupted.
Do we get a table? Stand in a corner? Okay, so... what are we drinking? You're the expert? Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just do it proper. Oh, no, that's on account of my not being able to sleep lately. Makes my hands all twitchy, you know? I've just been lying awake, thinking about what Junlei said, and Feeling my heart shake. Well, that's fruit and such, right? Okay, wine it is. Bottoms up.
Careful now. Wine's deceptive. Only time I've come close to a medical emergency was when I found a brand of wine that agreed with my tastes.
Wow, this is really kind of nice, actually. Who'd have guessed old fruit could taste so good? Oh, Captain. I'm pining for Junlei something fierce. What am I doing? I mean, just with Junlei. I don't know what to do about us. Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after all. It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her? I just got a lot of feelings, Captain, and they're all climbing up my throat. I need another drink. Right now. Before I lose my nerve. Come on, Captain. I'm here to drink. Okay, maybe you're right. I am a little woozy. Hydration, here I come.
Sensible, Cap. Starting her off slow. Else she might be sick in the Unreliable's engine.
Shush you. Oh, Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time. Even about silly things, but I'm so scared. Figuring feelings ain't so easy as saying words, Captain. Someone so brave as you, well, you can't understand. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she does? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we get together and she gets bored of me? Don't you tease me in my moment of weakness. You know I'm not interested in physical affection. That's... well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me for me. What if she's not okay with that? What if she is, but then later, she's not? Just move on? Like, snapping your fingers? I don't know. Maybe I got a weak heart. It all just seems... impossible. Yeah, I know you're right. Just wish it were that easy, is all. I'm not used to speaking free with folks. Back in Edgewater, there wasn't no one who wanted to know my mind. Excepting my dad. Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean inside, Captain. I think ungenerous thoughts. Yeah. I like the way you put that, like, it's okay to want to be better for her, and not impossible to try. Well, Captain, this has been a whole lot. I got just... wow. So much to think about. Do you think I should ask her on a date? All right. There's no need to strip your screws over it. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask June out. Just as soon as we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Eventually. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well, for being a friend. It means a whole lot. You're good people, Captain.
Alrighty. If you want a drink and a shoulder, you ask me any day or night of the week. I'll likely have already started.
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. You're real good friends, you know that? I wish there was a place we could all live quiet together. Come on, let's go.
Наконец-то.
Rizzo special one road aftertaste the rainbow.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
You think you don't hear it? You feel it. Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother at the bar. I did have fun, and I tried some things I never would have otherwise. Some of the drinks we tried I even liked. I guess it's not all disgusting. And I don't feel it today. I guess that water must have worked. I'm glad I had you looking out for me. I wouldn't mind having a drink again. Someday. In the distant future. Anyway. I messaged Junlei when we got back and she replied super quick. Okay. I was awake half the night, thinking about what I sent, anxious to see what you said. I reread my message in the morning, and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the courage. Also, sorry for the typos. I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I've met someone who's become special to me. I want to be honest with her, so if she feels the same about me, there won't be any surprises. Isn't she sweet? Like one of those two-bit romances where one soul's all stiff and formal and I should be glad to perhaps take hold of your hand, miss. I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did. Twice. But anyhow, thanks for taking me out, Captain.
Destination reached. Scylla. I'll lock up. Behind you.
Не понял. Ну. Глюканул, что ли?
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Are you free to talk?
Destination reached. Scylla. The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Это же Феликс надо. Хуй знает.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch? We got your punch right.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? We...
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now. Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames.
It's nothing personal. Promise.
How the fuck have the weak-kneed constituents of this ship not killed him yet? Say the word, and I'll introduce him to the way we do things back home.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain. Woo! Look at the courage on this one. Lay it on me, boss. Give you a taste of that fiery primal spirit.
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last sacrifice out back, with the crew. You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court. You bring tribute, sacrifices. prophecy. Shit like that. Under its skin, this ship is all poison and darkness. Lead bones, asbestos muscle. Maybe you're right. You've got the run of the kingdom. Up those stairs, you'll find the parts. My crew won't get in your way. Lay it on me, boss. I'm good for it. Ship got impounded. The crew and I racked up a debt while we were grounded, and my baby got sold to Sublight. Scrapped for parts. That's bureaucracy for you. Piracy with a smile. Am I your dark reflection? You can come and go.
Smells kind of like old Bus's outflow pipes.
I'm trying to think of a good name before I wake it up.
It's so cozy.
Hasn't got a heart.
Is everyone?
We got another complaint. People don't like worms in their shrooms.
Aw, they're just tilling the soil. Besides,
Bullshit. Wake up. There's no such thing as pizza. It's all open-faced pasta.
You think Liz gonna be pleased as pie when we show her these.
Red gave me a taste of the good stuff.
This is Halcyon News.
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed. Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
tells me the security mechanicals that have killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news, the diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from them, so they're not too picky about who they kill next. Sneak back if you can. are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker knows you thanks.
This is Halcyon News.
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds. Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the... Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gang, kept it together. I was promoted only recently, when my mom...
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean.
That means a lot coming from... Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things... Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got...
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with...
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something. You've got my attention. You're right, I don't. The board... I like to think of myself as a nice person, but if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please their corporate master. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. You've got my attention.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Vinny's well. Rizzo's Purple Berry Card, Riverdale Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored Power Nuggets, now with 12% more crunch.
Please, would you kindly inform... the crew that long chats with Ada are not required ever... The time the captain leaves the ship.
Hey, you. Looking for... Where do you think you're going? Hey, nice form. Good delivery, too. You looking to join Captain Harlow's crew, huh? All right, go on through. Got my sights on you.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man? I thought you were dead. Or throwing yourself against the walls of some re-education center. It's been 5 years, Clyde. The best thing you can say is, hey there, Hullhead?
No, Felix. The best thing I can say to you is yet to come. Also, I'd like to have a word with your captain. So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
He kicks things what need kicking, and we look the other way when he starts talking anti-corporate. It's a good arrangement.
Hear that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him. Everyone in my crew proves their loyalty. No exceptions. Not even Felix. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely. Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
Clyde offered me a hand when nobody else would. I'd say I owe him a good turn.
There you have it, Captain. A favor for an old friend.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token. Well enough. It's been a few years, but you had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue...
What do you mean, had? And for the record...
You see what I... Let's hear. A revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. Everything you see around you is the result of that preparation. A base of operation. Hardly. The board is rotting from the inside. Tomorrow, next year, a generation from... Entropy is the natural state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. When that day comes to... Not all revolutions involve bloodshed and fire, Captain. The purest act of... One day, When the board is weak and Halcyon vulnerable, we may... The skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. It's all... Besides, our facility is well armed and located on defensible terrain. If the...
Captain, Felix and the Vicar are... The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
This is Halcyon New.
You mind trying to have a moment here? Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. That's Harlow's mark, no mistake. Guess he's not letting this one go. I don't want any manner of harm befalling Rufus. Not on my account.
We're not? Oh, right, yeah. We're non-violent sorts. Real diplomatic.
All right, you made your point. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know. Please, just make it quick. That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to. Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus. Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order. No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I. Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
Понятно.
Why was I built to feel ennui? We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Yeah, of course he did. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying. How do I know that I can trust you? Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent. Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy, and that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me. Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse. Take it you've made up your mind. You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Destination reached. Scylla. We're now in orbit. Above Stellar Bay, Captain.
my bits. Why do we even have one of these?
What's the word? So it is. Thus ends Rufus Trask. Once a sensible man, by and by a fool, presently a corpse. I hope you never have to discover what it is like, Captain. The relief one feels when a mutiny comes to an end.
The Trask had some things to say about you, and I've got my own misgivings.
That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand? Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for. You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face. How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor. I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Looks like we're doing this.
Back for a rest? Space adventuring is tiring work.
Greetings, Captain.
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I don't know what to think. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is a lot to take in. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the board is just abhorrent to me. It's pretty harsh, boss. You including yourself in that lesson? Way ahead of you there, boss. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. I don't know what I believe anymore. Maybe it's better that way. Thanks for your time, boss.
Can we talk?
Destination reached. The groundbreaker. Good luck, Captain.
Фига себе. 125.
This is Halcyon News.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the ring.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea. Want a charming... It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. What do you... That's right, dearie. Though for how long, I can't say. The board can't abide a community that won't... Chief Junlei Tennyson. Used to be she was chief engineer before her mama passed, and she took the helm. She's neck deep in the ship guts by day, slap fighting with the board by night. Hold on. You already met... Bit straight-laced for my tastes, but that's just her. And between you and me, I think the fight... Go right... Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of...
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I made... But that's not what you wanted to talk about. Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells... I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. Those board folk are real prideful-like. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess. Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. If you're here for this week's Straight to the point. Anytime,
Мы
sweetheart.
зачем мы к ней пришли-то?
You know where to find me. If you're here for... What's that? Fair's fair. No one ever said old Gladys was a cheapskate. No, sir. And I'm not about to let them start. Here. Consider it... What'd you turn up? Pardon me, sweetheart. My old ears must have misheard you. Did you say a couple of folks around here might pay a fair few bits for this? Might even be able to start a bidding war. Bless your slippery little fingers. Isn't that just a shame? Are you positive? Honest to goodness? Can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the legwork, sweetie. I've got a lovely... Gracious. Straight to the point. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. It's almost time for any...
Crew report. Yoka is drunk. Surprise. We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate?
I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass. I don't know how you did it, but Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimeth. Typical elitist, hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive... So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and stealing those chemicals. Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents. With Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in... Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. I'll take his You can trust her if that's what you're asking. Imagawa is the finest... Of course.
Welcome aboard, Captain. We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain. Remember that you are not insured.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Shh. The Phoenix is a wanted man and the board has eyes. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in Afraid not. He almost never leaves.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors.
What work specialists, huh? Our mutual... Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's House of Inebriation.
House of...
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while... Just remember, you didn't hear it. I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research or it's...
Here we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much else. That kind of variety? I mean, gosh.
All of them trying to eat.
The other thing about birds, though? Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around. For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium. Doesn't that seem... And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing. Sure, that part is. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have...
I bet your repair folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater, I'd have to take something apart just to...
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms, and law help you if there's a single... At first, management put up an out-of-order sign, but that just seemed to worry people, like they were advertising something wasn't working. But they never fixed it, never replaced it.
If things are broken here, of all places, then...
Things have kept on running this long, right? The whole episode made me wonder, if they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they? After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position.
Как туда попасть?
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
So much wasted money here. Decadence ain't gonna save you when the beast gets through the walls.
You think I'd get arrested if I climbed up on that to get a look at the gearings?
Hey! Stand back, you. I'm
part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep 5 feet back at all times. Yep, you're looking at the minister's new... The others took me out to celebrate on account of me. He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. Yeah. That means I got a key to the minister's estate, my own person. Yep, I've nearly made it to the top, my friend. I'm just 2 promotions away from... That's a great idea! I'll have a Spectrum vodka.
Captain, I can smell him from clear over here. I reckon he's had a fair number already.
Sure have, because today's my big day.
He's got powerful good ears, too.
And a powerful thirst. You have a Spectrum vodka for a new pal? Oh, he's, medium height with, like, medium colored hair and, like, a kind of a medium face. Just like in his posters. Everyone tells me he's very... Oh, maybe... Hey, you look familiar. Have we met before? Oh, oh, you definitely recognize him if you...
Are we gonna get in trouble today? Not that I want to. Just...
Saw something.
Careful.
You and I never saw you.
Here they come! Nice one!
Nothing exciting ever happens around here. Move along.
Hey, you look familiar.
Got it. Heads down.
Not so fast. What? As you were.
Hey, stop that! Ah, sorry for the misunderstanding.
Here they come!
What do you... Ah, sorry for the misunderstanding.
Incoming!
I've given you...
Ищут, блядь.
Thought I saw something.
What?
Just don't make more.
What do you think you're doing? Oh, my mistake.
What?
What was that?
I don't want any trouble out of you.
Like wrapped among the rocks.
Oh, I guess, never mind then.
Блин, мы не взяли, что ли?
I saw something. What do you think you're doing?
Идите нахуй, короче. Не получится.
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history. After a deep and thorough examination of our
Is it me, or could each of these homes fit all of Edgewater inside? Cannery and all.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal Defense Logistics. That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS. Sure you are. And what is it you're delivering today? Typical. Why don't you come back when you're ready to actually make a delivery?
Out with it, you wretched
I'm on my legally allotted break. Really, I'm supposed to be here.
Huh? Saw something.
Wow, you got that?
You must be joking.
There's nothing to see here. Yeah? Looks like your papers are in order. All right. Go on through.
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
Oh, my law. Captain, that's the minister! Mr. Clark! Oh, wow!
If this is about another aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Slowly and loudly, Aloysius, that's the only way these morons understand anything. I said, you may tell Charles to go fuck himself. Then you're not part of Rockwell's PR team. That means you're a dissident? A real live dissident? But what are you doing here? And how did you get in? Drugs, of course. What else? Why did I get my hopes up? Back to idiot speak. I don't have any drugs. You should try a vending...
He's got no idea what we're asking about.
Will that be all, then? Oh dear, I don't think I can... Of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I... Chairman Rockwell. He's kept me under house arrest for years. I've long suspected him of
You've been all alone in this house?
Please, this is... Whatever it is that brought you here... After seeing this place, is it really a stretch? I've been confined to this house for years, and even I can... Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC...
This all feels off, Captain. Like when they're...
Believe me, things have been off around here for a very, very long...
This colony's problems have always seemed to trickle down from the top. If we're set on fixing Halcyon, that's as...
Exactly. And why, this is starting to sound like an issue. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed, and there might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used... Oh, I haven't been allowed up there in years. I shudder to think. A gilded minibar, perhaps? A personal theater? Wait! Brockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting... Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Brockwell hasn't given me any mess... But they need to know what's happening here. What isn't on it? I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more. All once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send...
But they wouldn't get here for... I don't even know.
It's worth a try, but the Earth Directorate still needs that... Perhaps there is hope. And now I entrust it to you. Good luck.
Заканчиваем на этом. Продолжим в следующей серии.